Okay, Meredith, this is your question. It says an employee has been on a workers' comp leave since early December without providing a stated return to work date.
The question is, if they're on workers' comp, everybody, so workers' comp runs concurrent to FMLA. If they're on leave and they walk out the door of your location for a medical issue, it's FMLA if they're eligible because they're on leave. Doesn't matter if it's workers' comp. It is ADA if they're not eligible for FMLA until you complete the good faith interactive process to determine if it's an undue hardship to even provide the leave and determine if the workers' comp injury even rises to the level of a disability under the ADA. And in some states, you have higher responsibilities, like in California, than you do in Arizona. So we want to make sure from this point forward, guys, every time somebody walks out the door on a workers' comp leave, within 3 days, if they have not returned to work and they're not giving you a return to work date for another 2 days, it's FMLA. FMLA starts on the 4th day when they're on a workers' comp leave, and so that all should have been designated FMLA. So does that mean, Meredith, they also got paid medical benefits?
Yes, I did
So
not.
that's why we want to fix that issue, because that's a lot of cash. That's about $3,000 that it costs the company not designating FMLA, because now they're going to get 3 more months of FMLA. So the way that FMLA starts, everybody, once you know or should have known of qualifying medical condition, or you think it might be, and a serious medical condition doesn't take much. It just takes the doctor saying yes, and there isn't going to be a workers' comp injury that's not going to meet that criteria, everybody, unless they scraped their finger and came back to work the next day and never saw a doctor again. So you assume it's going to be FMLA until you prove it's not, or they don't respond with a medical certificate. And if they don't respond with a FMLA medical certificate under workers' comp, because our letter says in big, bold letters, this has nothing to do with workers' comp. You want to protect your job, you want to protect your health benefits, you better send me this back. And when they don't, after 2 weeks, we send them a third letter that says, guess what? We're cutting off your FMLA, which means your medical benefits are going to be cut off in 2 weeks.
Okay.
Now you want to send me the FMLA certificate? Because I'm cutting you off, and you now have to send me a 4-page ADA medical certificate explaining to me how your disability impacts your ability to perform every function of your job. And when you send that letter, everybody, they send you the FMLA certificate.
Excellent.
So this is a very, very specific strategy that we created this way for a reason. And the letter under FMLA requirements, which means it's under all your state regulations, also including California. You have 5 days from the date you knew about the medical leave starting, a workers' comp certificate meets that criteria, to send them notification that you are conditionally designating FMLA till they get you something more specific, if in fact you need it. But if they give you a workers' comp certificate and are going to be gone 3 weeks and it says that, why do you need anything else?
Yeah.
You don't. You designate. And if you do not send that designation letter within 5 working days of the date you received the medical certificate or the notification from the employee, verbal or otherwise, it doesn't matter, you can't start counting FMLA till the day you send the letter. So FMLA will start the day you send the letter. If you send it today, it can start today and you get 3 more months.
Okay. Yeah, I did not send it
Very,
right
very
away.
important, everybody. Take a look at those Venn diagrams, and if you do multiple states, print one out for each state, and you start by saying, what leave are they taking and why? It's a workers' comp leave. Okay. Does workers' comp run concurrent with anything else? Yes. It runs concurrent with everything else, with pregnancy, with FMLA, with ADA. So yes, we're looking at all of those individual regulations now concurrently with workers' comp. And that's why we created the letters that have them both on the same letter. So find your workers' comp letters.
I did send that just maybe like 5 weeks later than I should have, but I did send it. I haven't gotten the medical certification back, so I'm going to send the second letter, and I'll be prepared to send the third one when I don't get that one either.
Okay, so who's your new assistant?
Jolyn.
Jolene. So your job is going to be to keep track of the dates. Called a tickler file when I was 20. But now it's called Asana, or it's called Basecamp, or it's called ClickUp, or whatever it's called. And this is all date driven. So as soon as you get the medical certificate, you've got 3 full days. Then you're sending the FMLA certificate with workers' comp or without. They get 2 weeks. They don't give you anything in 2 weeks. They get one. You send another letter on the 15th day. They get 1 more week. They don't send you, and you let them know that if they don't get it to you, you're going to be ending their FMLA benefit. And when they don't get it to you, then you're sending the next letter. So 1 week, 2 more weeks, you're sending another letter. 1 more week, you're sending another letter. 2 more weeks, you're sending another letter. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They can never go more than 2 months without getting you a certificate, and you have gone through FMLA and cut it off, ended their medical benefits, and denied ADA because they still haven't responded. So what happens now, everybody? You're getting them a letter that says you are now on inactive status. Your medical benefits were cut off 3 weeks ago, and your job is being posted. But hey, let us know anytime you'd like us to help you with FMLA. Here's the certificate if you feel like doing it. So you're done. You have a really, really specific end date. And it only works, Meredith, if you stick to the date-driven process. Otherwise, especially in California, it will appear that you were discriminating against somebody just because you forgot to send the letter. And that's why it's date-driven.
Just everything we were getting from their provider would say, no work until the next appointment 1 week later. And then no
I'm glad you said that. FMLA is not driven by the workers' comp provider. We don't care what the workers' comp provider does. We don't care about workers' comp, everybody. Workers' comp does not drive this process. All that workers' comp does is tell us we better pay attention to FMLA and ADA. Workers' comp is a no-fault insurance system that you pay an insurance company to take care of. Your employee is 100% responsible at all times, providing you directly from them to you, not calling their doctor and telling the doctor to, but from them to you, giving you a medical certificate that qualifies under FMLA to get protection. And if they don't, you don't call doctors. We never call doctors. We send the employee a letter saying your medical certificate is about to expire. Your FMLA will expire also. You have to get me a new certificate within 3 days. And if they don't do that, then we deny FMLA, and then we send the ADA letter again. And it gives them 2 more weeks to get us the medical certificate for FMLA, and 99.99% of the time they will, because the ADA certificate is more complex. Workers' comp has nothing to do with this. If the employee does not comply with your requirements under FMLA, you deny. They don't comply under ADA, you deny. You put them in inactive status, cut out their medical benefits, and post their job. And every time they have a new medical certificate, you re-engage in the interactive process and document that they're not getting you anything until they're permanent stationary, and then you terminate them. This is a very, very explicit, repeatable, consistent, standard operating procedure, everybody. And I just want to help encourage you, if you are not using ClickUp or Basecamp or some other method of keeping track of your dates on a calendar system, you're not managing medical leaves and accommodations. They are managing you. Now, we're working with a company called Adora. We think it's going to be $1,000 a month to use their system, and their system is a tickler system specifically designed for you to not miss these dates. So that's the key, everyone. Date-driven, tickler system, calendaring on your Outlook, and get those letters out on time.
Thank you.
And so everybody remember, just as a cap off to this, if your employees are on leave and they're on workers' comp or they have cancer, and you've known about it and they take it on and off and they take it with their sick leave and their PTO, now they're needing to take more, and you haven't applied FMLA, what are you doing? Why are they not at work? If you can't answer the question as to why every single employee who's not at work is why they're not there and they still have their job, you're not managing leaves and accommodations. Somebody can't walk out the door on workers' comp and not address FMLA and ADA on paper and confirm that you did address it, and then inform them about the challenges of what happens with their job when they don't comply with what you need to protect their job. And we had this question last week or a couple weeks ago too. What happens when somebody goes from FMLA or a FMLA and a pregnancy disability leave state that extends FMLA and then needs more time, but then wants to get benefits for baby bonding if they have it later, and they're losing their medical benefits because they're choosing to go on to ADA or for some other reason that they've manipulated it. Our job is really to explain these details, because I can tell you again, we've got a couple more cases that come in. They come in every month, and they still are the same challenge. The employee didn't know the decision they were making when they were transitioning from one regulation to another under various leave benefits and then accommodations. So really learn this stuff. It's going to save your company a lot of cash. And once you start keeping track of the medical benefit dollars you're saving, Meredith, then you guys ask for a raise, because it's going to add up fast when you're getting those letters out. You'll start saving your corporation lots of money in medical benefits. I know it sounds horrible, but that's really the point of having 3 months of leave, so you can come back and work for us. So what's our next question, Maddie?